In the spring of 2012, Corporal Hicks decided to run for sheriff. Up to that point, his service record was exemplary and without any adverse interests. During the course of the campaign and up to his termination on 10/23/13, Corporal Hicks had been written up a total of 4 times. Anthony Hicks and Tony Wolf's working relationship was strained, and this was aired on the radio station as such during the campaign. There were 4 write-ups over a period of 14 months, starting at the beginning of the campaign. He was written up 2 times in the past year. The reason for termination is stated by Sheriff Wolf: 4 write-ups in the past 14 months for insubordination. In conclusion, the NAACP of Junction City, Geary County would like to have a full, impartial, and independent investigation of the Sheriff's Department to justify his reasons for termination. Additionally, was there ever an opportunity given to Detective Hicks to present his side of the allegations fairly and objectively? How committed, if at all, is the Board of Commission to ensure equality in the hiring process regarding blacks, Hispanics, and other minorities?
From hearing Mr. Rick's resume, that he had an exemplary history in working in this area of law enforcement, etc. And my question is with a person with this kind of a history and record, is there any particular reason why that he wasn't afforded just the courtesy of having an internal hearing prior to his termination? Because I know that's part of the policy. I know that's the policy in Reno County, and I'm sure it's a policy here with the county that you have, according to your progressive disciplinary policy, that you have the first step is an internal hearing, and I understand Mr. Hicks wasn't afforded that courtesy. Is there a particular reason for that, or why?
This case is under inquiry, and this situation is under inquiry, and attorneys have been appointed, and people have, the case has been set up, so we legally can't offer you guys any information except for the basic information today.
This is a matter that has to be presented to the community as a whole, and people have to come to grips with the fact that there is a level and animus of racial discord in this county and throughout the city that has to be addressed. We can't continue to put it off any longer. We need to commit ourselves to having an adult, civil conversation about race in this community and race in this county. This is not about one individual as much as it is about the animus of racial antagonism that continues to exist in this county. I know the sheriff. I've talked to the sheriff. I believe the sheriff is a good man. But I also know that there is an element of people who are in the department that I believe, I'm only expressing my own personal opinions, that I believe have a propensity on occasion to want to try and demean people for whatever reasons. I've been the personal subject of that. And this is the first time that I've publicly spoken about it at all. But I'm also big enough to be able to understand the importance of forgiveness and look past that and appeal to people about what other areas of interest and concern that we can work together in collectively to be able to move this great county and this city ahead. We've not yet reached that point. And that's why in the coming year, one of the things I want to do is have a summit on race relations in Junction City and Geary County. And I want people to be able to sit down at the table of brotherhood and have this conversation seriously. In the first quarter of 2014, I'm going to be sitting down and speaking with several people in this community and asking them to support us in this endeavor. Let me state that This is not a personal issue against the sheriff under any circumstance. This is not an inquisition. But this is about fairness, impartiality, objectivity, and commitment to move this community ahead, take us out of a period of prejudice and discrimination and bigotry that shouldn't exist in a community as diverse as ours. Come on. This is my hometown. This is where I grew up. I never had these experiences when I was a kid growing up here in Junction City. And now to reach adulthood, I find that these things do exist. I can't stick my head in the sand with regard to that. And I won't stick my head in the sand in regard to it.